Zach Evnish here from the Underground Strength Gym and Underground Strength Coach. And I've just been super inspired to share a story about some of the golden era bodybuilders and even the bodybuilders and the weightlifters and the strength athletes who were, before the popular 70s time of golden era bodybuilding, but even the 60s and 50s. And so one of those bodybuilders was Irvin Zabo Koszewski. And he was actually originally a Jersey guy. He was born in New Jersey. And after the military, he did the cross-country trek with a couple of his buddies and made home Santa Monica and Muscle Beach. And what really inspired me was just the volume of training that Irvin and a lot of the golden era bodybuilders did, and also how they looked and how they were able to perform, meaning they weren't just, looking good, but they could perform. They were strong. So Irvin was actually, Zabo was actually from the Collingswood, New Jersey area. And I remember they actually had a state champ wrestler in Collingswood, New Jersey. His name was John Koss, but that's from the 90s. But Zabo's training was super high volume. The guy was lean all the time. And when I look at his workouts, we're looking at things like 7 sets of 7, 8 sets of 8, 10 sets of 10, lots of supersets, lots of circuit training, and just inspired me to incorporate bits and pieces of that into my training now. And I actually ran into Zabo back in, it was either 99 or 2000, somewhere around that time. I believe I was a second-year teacher, and I took 2 weeks to stay out in California. And I got to stay at a friend of my brother's house. They were buddies in the military, and he let me stay at his place. And every single day of those 2 weeks, I drove to Muscle Beach. I hung out at Venice Beach. I lifted in the weight pit. I went to Gold's Venice. I ate at the firehouse. But on this one day, I wanted to go visit World Gym. And sitting behind the desk was Zabo. I can't remember who else was there, but this was late 90s, and I remember saying, "You're Irvin Zabo Koszewski. I'm from Jersey too." And he just laughed and smiled, and him and some of those golden era guys were hanging out behind the desk. And at the time, I was training at Diamond Gym, so I told him how I would sometimes get to sneak in a workout with Mr. Bill Grant, who's just an awesome guy. And I just want to give you guys some examples of Zabo's workouts. High volume training. If he was doing a leg workout, here's what it would look like. Squats coupled with leg curls for 8 sets of 10. Hack squats coupled with more leg curls for 2 sets of 20. Stiff-legged deadlifts, or the RDL, coupled with power cleans, 4 sets of 10. So that must have been at the end of his workout. Think about that. He's already done high volume squats. Now he's going to do high rep stiff leg deads with high rep power cleans. And back in the day, those guys were also weightlifters. They could do power cleans. They could do split jerks. They were athletic because they would train in the gym. Then they would go to Muscle Beach, train on the rings, train on the parallel bars. They would do partner acrobatic exercises. And what was cool about Zabo is they said he just loved the beach, so he didn't want to leave more than 3 blocks away from the beach. So whether he was hanging out or wherever he lived, it was within 3 blocks of Muscle Beach. So high volume training and basically 1 or 2 muscle groups a day. So on his leg day, he considered the stiff leg deads and power cleans a back workout. And that's why he had another day for lats. And on that lat day, he did 7 sets of 10 reps on chins, 7 sets of 10 rows on seated cable row, pull down behind the neck, 1-arm reverse lateral raises on the cables, all for 7 sets of 10. And at the end of every workout, he would do 500 Roman chair sit-ups and 500 leg raises. From what I've read, they said it would take him maybe 15 minutes to bang out his 500 reps of abs. And this guy was in shape all the time. And his famous saying was, if you're always in shape, you never have to get, in shape. You're just in shape. But if you're out of shape, it's like you always got to get ready. And that's very similar to what athletes do today. They take all this time off, and I say if you have to get ready, now you're in desperation mode and you never are ready. Check out this arm workout from Zabo. Incline dumbbell curls, alternating arms, 20 sets of 10 reps coupled with tricep pushdowns. Every single day, like I said, at the end of his workouts, or before his workouts, 500 sit-ups, 500 leg raises. And then on Sundays, that was his off day. He called it like a goof-off day, where he would just hang out at the gym, swimming at the beach, gymnastics. And back in the day, I always say, I love how they ate. He would eat 2 meals a day, so it sounded kind of like Vince Gironda's Stone Age diet, except he had a little more, or he had carbohydrates. So he said he'd eat vegetables, fruits, juices, drink plenty of milk, eggs, and meat. So the Stone Age diet by Vince Gironda was just eggs, meat. I think it had milk in there, and that's it. And then Zabo said before a bodybuilding show, he'd get rid of the milk and dairy, and he'd only eat fish and meats. And he would get, multivitamins, lots of vitamin C and vitamin E. But, those days, the way they trained, that high volume, coupled with weightlifting and powerlifting and athletic gymnastic stuff, swimming, that's what made them a different kind of bodybuilder compared to today. I hope you guys enjoyed this new kind of video. I'm going to try to bring you more of these. Click the links below. You've got opportunities to do some online training with me, free training courses, and also the Underground Strength Academy. Please share this with friends, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. Talk to you soon, and later.